things. And also this month, Canada Post will make available a stamp honoring Black History Month and the accomplishments of Baseball Hall of Famer Fergie Jenkins from a town not far from my hometown in southern Ontario. Fergie Jenkins, welcome.
How you doing, Randy?
Very good yourself.
Beautiful.
What brings you to Montreal?
Well, I talked to an academy today, a lot of youngsters about Black History Month, and plus the fact that they've got a stamp with my mug on it, as you call it. And we're talking to a lot of schools, a lot of groups, Black History Month because of the month of February, and some of my ethnic background. My mother's family came through in the Underground Railroad, and my dad's family landed, I think, in Nova Scotia and migrated down towards the Windsor area. And Uncle Tom's cabin is in Dresden, which are a lot of my relatives there.
I know it well. I know that area very well. My hometown is Exeter.
Oh, okay. Right,
yes.
Down there, Windsor.
Yes, not far. What's the message that you try to get across to the kids? And when they're listening, and I've said this a lot of times, and I'm in my mid-50s, and I talk to kids sometimes, and they're not big on history. I think more and more are starting to get history. Do you find that the interest is there and they want to learn and remember that time?
Well, sure. I think Southern Ontario is very rich in heritage, plus the fact that I think all of Canada is like a melting pot. We've got so many ethnic backgrounds from the Japanese families that were here, Chinese, men of color, black, also Polish, Jewish. You name the ethnic foundation of this nation. I mean, it came here to Canada for something that was what they wanted to live for. And my family came here in the 1800s.
Wow. I'm looking at the stamp, or the picture of the stamp.
Right.
It looks pretty darn good. Nice picture.
It's not bad. That pose was taken, I think, the Walk of Fame I did in the year 2002, that particular picture. The wind-up is my Cy Young year in 71, and then the Order of Canada I received, I think, in 2007.
You have accomplished so much in baseball and on the field and away. Is there one thing that stands out for you more than anything else? Is just something that you're just so proud of?
Well, there's several. Probably this last particular situation that's happened. Canada has gotten a stamp, and my face is on it. The Canadian Postal Service has decided to ship this stamp around all of Canada. They printed 4 million of them, which I'm pretty proud of, and so is my family.
When you look at your baseball career, and a lot of it with the Chicago Cubs, boy, oh boy, they're still suffering for a championship team, and they've been close. They just can't win it. Why can that team not win a World Series championship?
Well, it takes a lot of different scenarios. You have to stay healthy the whole year. A lot of the key players can't be put on the disabled list for too length of time. I just think that it takes almost 7 months to prove that you're the best team in baseball. I watched the Texas Rangers do it last year, get in the series, and then get beat out by San Francisco. They had a nucleus of pretty good pitching staff, and that's what you have to have pitching. I mean, all through your system, right from April through September and then into October, that the pitching is going to try to be consistent and to win. And then you have to have people that drive in runs and play good defense. So it takes a scenario of a lot of different aspects of the game. A lot of people don't understand that because the game is so long. You play 162 games. You play 35, 40 in spring training. Then if you get in the playoffs and World Series, it's an added other 15 games. So the season can be close to 200 ball games that you play.
You did something in 1971 that you don't really, I'm not even sure we'll ever see this again. 39 starts, 30 complete games?
Right. Yeah, it's just, I had a very good manager. I had the nucleus of a good team around me. So if the game was close, 2-1, 3-2, and I came up late in the game, and I got a chance to bunt or hit, I was kept in the game. And this is the reason why I think I had so many decisions and so many complete ball games.
You walked only 37 guys that year?
Yes.
Oh, my goodness.
When you come to the plate, and my attitude was that if you come to the plate, if you didn't swing at the first couple of pitches, I got ahead of you, I pretty much owned you from what I was trying to set you up with. But I made a lot of ball clubs first ball hitters because the reputation got around the league that Jenkins throws a lot of strikes, gets ahead in the count quick. So I didn't walk a lot of people, and this was kind of the reason.
Is the game the same now, or do you like the game?
Oh, it's changed a lot.
Yeah.
From the pitching aspect of it, when I broke in, there was only 9 pitchers on the staff. 9. Now there's 13 or 14. That gives you less players that can play the field. So if you've got 14 players, you only have 11, regular players. So that cuts down on pinch hits, pinch runners, that type thing. And then you've got the new ballpark aspect, where there's a ton of new ballparks. Mm-hmm. The ball's fired up a little bit. I think Rawlings has woven the ball a little tighter. You see extra base hits, a lot more home runs, and the money aspect. Guys, I mentioned it today to a lot of youngsters. 2/3 of the players that play today are millionaires. When they sign a big contract, it's a multi-year contract, 3 or 4 or 5 years, $45, $50, $60 million. That's money in the bank for these players.
If you don't mind me asking, what's the most money you ever made in a single season?
My highest salary was $375.
$375,000.
And rookies to date make like $440. You make a team, a rookie ball club, a rookie player, he makes $440,000. That's a great summer job.
Boy, that sure is. Gee. Back also, when I go back to 1971, Cy Young Award winner, first Canadian to ever win the Cy Young Award. Here's the other thing, too, from that year. You were a pretty good hitter. Did you like hitting as much as pitching?
Oh, I did, yeah. When I played in minor ball in Chatham, in the area here in Canada, I played first base or I was an outfielder. But I swung the bat decent. And I always told myself, if you're up there to the plate, why get cheated? Try to take a good cut at the ball, make good contact. And I think that year, I might still, you could research it, I might be the only pitcher still in baseball to win 20 games, have over 20 hits, and have over 20 RBIs. And that year I hit 6 home runs.
Yeah, you hit 6 home runs that time. In 115 at-bats, not bad.
Yeah. I told myself when I went to play, either I was going to give myself up with the bunt sacrifice, or if I had a chance to hit away, try to put the ball in play.
Here's another thing that I did not know when I was researching. I knew you were coming on the show. You played a couple of years with the Harlem Globetrotters?
Yes, I did.
I didn't know that. When was that?
In the off season, we had to get a job in my era in the 60s. The guys were car salesmen, CPAs, or they just had a job that they had during the winter months. I went to winter ball a couple of different years, but the first year I won 20 games, I was with the Cubs. Joe Inteview, who was the marketing guru for the Globetrotters, he came to the ballpark and he kind of interviewed me. I was on the field, and he called me over the side to the wall, and he kind of just, hey, are you going back to Canada? I know you're a Canadian. I said, yeah, I am. Would you like to tour with the Globetrotters? Maybe a dozen, maybe 20 games. I said, sure, why not? I was the pitcher that gave up the home run every night to Meadowlark Lemon, and I played the third quarter of each game. We ended up playing like 55, 60 games that first year, and because it went across so great, the next year I played close to 90 games. So I was really enjoying touring with the Globetrotters. Let me tell you, entertainment, playing with Curly Neal, Meadowlark, Showboat Hall, Geese Osby, Mel Davis, to name a few. These guys were fantastic ball players, also entertainers. And they went out there, and they beat Red Clot's team every night, the Washington Generals.
Right.
And it was just part of what entertainment was all about. The 2 years I played for them, they never lost.
Is the game of baseball, and you watch it now, do guys still have as much fun with it as it appeared that you had back then, or has the money and the business side of it changed all that?
Well, the business end of it's probably pretty lucrative for all these players. I'm not sure if they have as much fun as we had. because I coached for quite a few years, and you see the guys in the clubhouse. We used to sit around and maybe after the game have a beer and discuss how we won the game, or if we lost, what we have to do to rectify that. Now these guys, they're on cell phones. They carry briefcases. When the game's over, everybody goes their separate way, which I think is, in some cases, is not good. Because if you're a team and you're a team player of 25 individuals, you should kind of recognize what got you there, what's going to keep you there, and how you continue to play and win. And that's just part of the game.
Hardest hitter you ever faced? Like a guy that just gave you headaches every time?
The guy that was probably the most dangerous against me, Willie McCovey.
Ooh.
Guy that got his share of hits, Pete Rose. In the American League, probably Rod Carew. I can put Clemente in there, too. There's certain guys that got out easier than others. I got Aaron out and Mays. Reggie Jackson, sometimes Killebrew. But there was guys that, when they came to the plate, they had a theory or they had a mission. I'm going to get a hit. So, baseball is the only sport where you can get defeated 7 out of 10 times and still be a 300 hitter. So I used to try to tell myself, the guys that I get out, those 7 times that they come to the plate, they're going to get out against me. They're not going to get a hit.
You mentioned some of the game's all-time great players, and you faced them in a game. That must have been something.
It was. It was enjoyable. It's your talent against their talent, their ability against yours. But what was nice is on a daily basis, every 4th day, I knew I was going to have to face Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, San Francisco, Atlanta, the Mets. And then when I went to the American League, I had the Yankees, I had Milwaukee, I had Baltimore. So, there were some great players. Frank Robinson, Brooks Robinson, Al Kaline, Norm Cash. There were guys that you watch maybe as a youngster playing, and now you're in the same arena they're in, and you got to put your ability against theirs and try to win.
I have not been to Wrigley Field in Chicago. It's in my bucket list.
You got to go. You got to go.
But I grew up going to Tiger Stadium. What are some of the all-time great ballparks?
Well, I named a few. Crosby Field, Cincinnati.
Okay.
The old Cincinnati
Ford
Field, Pittsburgh. These parks are all gone now.
Yeah, they're gone.
Shea Stadium's gone. Fenway Park is still there. Fenway's a great nostalgic ballpark. Wrigley Field. They've brand new Yankee Stadium. A beautiful ballpark that's still around that was built in the 60s, Chavez Ravine. Great pitcher's ballpark. And I get back there from time to time because I live on the West Coast. And it's always good to see you get back to some of those places where you played and had fun.
Here's another thing, and before I let you go, you used to be quite a good hockey player also.
I was decent. Yeah.
I heard you were more
sports.
than decent.
I played 3 sports. Hockey was kind of my first sport because of the Montreal Canadiens. I kind of followed Doug Harvey, was a great defenseman. I played defense. And then I loved to play basketball, and Oscar Robinson was during my time. And then, I basically found out that I was a better ball player. And when I look back, I would have probably not played 21 seasons as a hockey player or as a basketball player, but I played 21 seasons as a baseball player.
Yeah, I heard that you even played some like junior B level hockey down in the Chatham area.
Yes, I did. Yeah, and that was enjoyable. Growing up as a teenager, 17, 18, playing with some good competitive hockey.
Mr. Jenkins, thanks so very much for this. I appreciate it.
It was a pleasure.
And good luck with everything, and good luck with the rest of the month and talking to the kids and passing on some great history.
Definitely. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you. Fergie Jenkins, Hall of Famer, joining us here on the Tieman Show, member of the Order of Canada, and Cy Young Award winner. I mean, this guy, it's incredible to think in 1971, 37 starts, 30 complete games, or 39 starts, that is, 30 complete games, and he picked up a win. The team, I think, won 37 of them. He threw strikes. He made you try and hit the ball. He was a great pitcher. Fergie Jenkins on the Tieman Show. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll go back to the phone lines, back to your emails. Open it up. You want to talk Boston, Montreal Canadiens, that's fine. Right here on the Tieman Show on the Team 990. Stay with us.